The moon is not what it seems. 15 facts that baffle scientists every night we look at it. A familiar silvery disk above our heads. Earth's satellite. A natural celestial body that has been orbiting us for millions of years. But what if it's not that simple? The more scientists study the moon, the more they uncover facts that do not fit into any theory of natural origin. So many anomalies have accumulated that in the late 1960s, Soviet researchers Mikhail Vasin and Alexander Sherbakov even proposed a shocking hypothesis. The moon is an artificial structure. Let's just look at the facts. No conclusions, no claims, just facts that modern science cannot fully explain. Fact number 1, the moon is too big. The moon's diameter is about 1/4 of Earth's diameter. This is an abnormally large satellite for a planet of our size. For comparison, Mars has 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos, tiny rocks. Venus has no moons at all. Jupiter has 95 moons, but even the largest, Ganymede, Callisto, Io, are only about 1/26th the size of the planet. In ours, 1/4. There is no other example like this in the solar system. Astronomers often refer to the Earth-Moon system not as a planet with a satellite, but as a double planet, a completely unique phenomenon. Why does relatively small Earth have such a massive companion? Fact number 2, a nearly perfectly circular orbit. The moon orbits Earth along an almost perfectly circular path. Its orbital eccentricity is only 0.0549. This is highly unusual for a natural celestial body. According to celestial mechanics, natural objects move along elliptical orbits, stretched, with significant differences between perigee and apogee. But the moon? It's as if someone smoothed its trajectory, adjusted it, placed it into a stable circle. Soviet aerospace engineers in the 1960s knew to achieve such orbital stability for an artificial satellite, constant microcorrections with thrusters are required. But what corrects the moon's orbit? And most importantly, why? Fact number 3, all craters are surprisingly shallow. There are thousands of craters on the moon, from small house-sized ones to gigantic formations hundreds of kilometers wide. But here's the anomaly. No crater is deeper than about 4 kilometers. Imagine a meteorite 10 kilometers in diameter hitting the surface at cosmic speed. Physics predicts an impact crater 50 to 80 kilometers deep. But on the moon, maximum depth, about 4 kilometers. As if beneath the surface, there is something extremely hard, like armor, something that prevents impacts from penetrating deeper. Carl Sagan once said, "A natural satellite cannot be a hollow object, but crater data raises a question. What if it can?" Fact number 4, the moon rings like a bell. November 20th, 1969, Apollo 12 mission. After completing their work, astronauts prepared to return to Earth. According to the program, the lunar module was deliberately crashed into the moon's surface to study seismic activity. The module hit. Seismometers registered the impact. And then something strange happened. The moon began to vibrate, not for a minute, not for 10 minutes, for 2 hours. The vibrations propagated like waves. NASA instruments recorded them everywhere. The official report used the phrase, "The moon rang like a bell." On April 13, 1970, the experiment was repeated with Apollo 13. This time, a 13-ton Saturn V rocket stage was crashed into the moon. The result was even more shocking. Vibrations lasted over 3 hours. Oscillation amplitude was several times stronger. This is not how solid rock bodies behave. This is how hollow enclosed structures resonate. NASA's chief seismologist Maurice Ewing said, "It was as if someone struck a bell. This does not happen on Earth." Fact number 5, we always see the same side. The moon has always shown Earth only one side. Throughout all of human history, the official explanation is tidal locking. Earth's gravity supposedly slowed the moon's rotation until its axial rotation matched its orbital period. Sounds reasonable, but there are problems. First, other large moons in the solar system do not behave this way so perfectly. Second, for such precise locking, extremely exact conditions are required. Exact distance, exact masses, exact rotation speeds. The probability of all this happening by chance is astronomically small. Spaceflight experience shows to keep a satellite permanently oriented toward a planet, an active attitude control system is required. But the moon has no engines, officially. Fact number 6, the far side is completely different. The moon's far side, often mistakenly called the dark side, looks nothing like the near side. It is more rugged, mountainous, and has far fewer maria, the dark, smooth plains visible from Earth. Why? One hypothesis suggests the far side suffered a massive catastrophic event, a collision or explosion. But then why is the near side so well preserved? Some researchers suggest the visible side was deliberately protected, so that we would always see the beautiful face. Fact number 7, mysterious light flashes. Since the 10th century, monks and astronomers have recorded strange flashes of light on the moon. In 1178, English chronicler Gervase of Canterbury documented testimony from 5 witnesses who swore under oath. The upper horn of the moon split in two. From the middle of the rupture burst a flaming torch, scattering fire, embers, and sparks to a great distance. Since then, hundreds of similar observations have been recorded. NASA even created a catalog of transient lunar phenomena, TLP, documenting bright flashes lasting seconds to hours, bluish glows on the far side, star-like lights glowing for minutes, moving luminous objects. Official explanations include meteor impacts, gas emissions, and volcanic activity, but none have been conclusively proven. Flashes occur in the same locations repeatedly, especially in the Aristarchus crater. Apollo 11 astronauts saw a flash there during flight. What is it? No one knows. Fact number 8, a massive object beneath the South Pole. In 2019, NASA announced a sensational discovery. Beneath the moon's largest crater, the South Pole Aitken Basin, lies a massive object. It causes gravitational distortions. Its mass is estimated at 2.18 quintillion kilograms. Official explanation: remnants of an iron-nickel asteroid embedded beneath the crust. But questions remain. Why didn't the impact destroy the moon? Why did the structure survive intact? Why is the crater so shallow? Researcher Peter James of Baylor University said, "Imagine bearing a mass 5 times larger than the Hawaiian Islands beneath the surface." Sounds artificial, doesn't it? Fact number 9, granite that shouldn't exist. In 2023, scientists detected a thermal anomaly on the moon's far side, a region about 50 kilometers wide emitting excess heat. Studies showed a massive granite body beneath the surface. The problem? Granite is considered an exclusively Earth-type rock. It forms only under conditions involving water, plate tectonics, and specific chemistry, conditions the moon never had. So where did it come from? Planetary scientist Matthew Siegler said, "The only explanation is a large granitic magmatic body, but how it formed there remains unknown." Fact number 10, magnetic anomalies. The moon has no global magnetic field, but it has strong local magnetic anomalies, known as mascons. In some regions, magnetism is hundreds of times stronger than elsewhere. Beneath these areas are metallic structures 8 to 22 kilometers in size. Meteorites? Then why are they clustered so precisely? Why do they create such organized magnetic patterns? In 2024, German scientists discovered lunar boulders with anomalous magnetic properties, covered in dust that reflects light differently. Researcher Ottaviano Rusch said, "This may shed light on the moon's magnetic core." but for now it remains a mystery. Fact number 11. Melted soil at the Apollo. 11 landing site analysis of lunar soil from Apollo 11 revealed something strange. The ground around the landing site was partially melted. The lander's engines could not have caused this. Professor Thomas Gold concluded the soil had been exposed to light 100 times brighter than the sun, no more than 100,000 years ago. What could generate such intense radiation on the moon? Other Apollo landing sites showed no such effect. Fact number 12. Gravitational problems. Dozens of missions have been sent to the moon, and dozens have failed. Hard landings instead of soft. Inability to maintain stable orbit. Lost spacecraft. Sudden communication failures. The moon's gravity behaves unpredictably. Mass cons create local gravitational distortions that are difficult to calculate, as if mass inside the moon is unevenly distributed, like a hollow object with internal structures. Fact number 13. The lunar boom of the 1960s to 1970s. Between 1959 and 1976, the USSR and the USA launched over 80 missions to the moon. After 1976, almost nothing for 20 years. Official explanation: Cold War rivalry ended. Alternative idea: maybe both sides found something that made them stop public missions. From 1976 to 1990, complete silence. Why? Fact number 14. Shadow and twilight. Anomalies. Astronomers observe impossible shadows on the moon. Sometimes crater floors are in shadow when the sun is high. Sometimes shadowed regions are illuminated. Official explanation: thermal shock and dust release. But this doesn't explain all cases. Some observers report twilight on the moon's dark side, as if there is an internal light source. Fact number 15. Moving objects. NASA's archives contain reports of moving luminous objects near and on the moon. They are not meteorites. They change trajectory, accelerate, decelerate, hover. In the 1970s, NASA even ran a special monitoring program. Results? Classified. Only brief notes remain. Anomalous phenomena recorded. Further study required. The hollow moon hypothesis. In 1968, Soviet scientists Mikhail Vasin and Alexander Sherbakov published a paper titled, "Is the Moon the Creation of an Extraterrestrial Intelligence?" Their hypothesis: the moon is artificial. Beneath 1 to 5 kilometers of regolith lies a metallic shell. Inside is a hollow cavity 40 to 50 kilometers high, possibly containing equipment, mechanisms, even atmosphere. Sounds like science fiction? Yet their calculations explained. Shallow craters, bell-like vibrations, circular orbit, tidal locking. Western scientists never refuted the hypothesis. They simply ignored it. The facts remained. Why the silence? Humans were on the moon between 1969 and 1972. 6 successful landings. 12 astronauts walked on its surface. Since then, no crewed missions. Over 50 years.